Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the start of what's going to turn out to be quite a bit of a series actually. I'm going to do it in a vlog style. I'm going to do it quite chatty and quite informal, but essentially this is probably going to be a series that takes place over the next year and a half probably. But I've made the decision to have my tattoos removed. So if you've watched my videos for a while, you'll know, or you may not know, but I had quite a large portion of my legs tattooed. I started getting them tattooed when I was like 19, and I had my last tattoo about 3 years ago, and that was also on my leg. I do have tattoos on my body, but I still really love those, and because you don't see them very much, I really am happy to keep those. But the ones on my legs, they are in colour, and to be honest, like, I've just kind of, I don't know, I'm turning 30 next year and I've definitely found myself falling out of love with them as the years have gone by. Like, I just haven't wanted to get new ones done. Now I'm dressing a bit more for my age. Like, now I'm gonna be 30 and also, you know, working where I work in a law firm. I just find that the kind of clothes I want to wear, they don't really suit my tattoos anymore. So this is something that I've been thinking about on and off for a while, and I've always come back to wanting to get them removed. Like, they do bother me. At the time when I was getting them done when I was younger, in my early 20s, I absolutely loved them. It was very much my aesthetic. I looked a little bit rocky and had pink hair, and I absolutely loved them. My dad was like, oh my god, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to get this done? And I was like, yeah, you can't tell me what to do. And I loved them, like, I really loved them at the time. But yeah, as I say, now there are just like certain clothes I want to wear that I've realised that I'm not wearing because I don't like how my tattoos look with them. We've just had summer in the UK, and I realised looking back through my photos that I haven't worn a skirt, like a short skirt, and I haven't worn a pair of shorts all summer, even though we've had some quite hot days. And even when I've been abroad, I've subconsciously or consciously, I don't know, I've covered them up because I just don't like how they look. So with that being said, I have spent the last few days doing a little bit of research, and essentially all I've done is Google tattoo removal in Bristol, because that's where I live. I made a few inquiries to a few different clinics that offer it, and I had some price quotes back. I sent over a couple of photos of the tattoos that I want removing, and so there are 6 on my leg that I want to get rid of, on both legs. And then I also have a tattoo on my arm here, which I had done when I was about 19 or 20, and to be honest with you, like, the one on my arm at the time when I was getting it done, it was only supposed to be quite small, and I will show you all of my tattoos before I get rid of them as like a final farewell. But honestly, the one on my arm, as soon as it was done, I remember thinking to myself, oh my god, that is so much bigger than I ever wanted it to be or ever expected it to be. But funnily enough, that's actually not the one that bothers me the most. It is the ones on my legs that bother me. So I inquired with a few different clinics. I got a couple of price quotes. I would say that the prices really differed, but everyone was really helpful. One of the clinics even came back and said, thank you so much for inquiring, but our laser isn't the best for colour tattoos. So with the 6 tattoos on my legs, 3 of them are in colour, and so there are certain different types of lasers, so you have to use the correct one that's going to get you the results for the kinds of tattoos you've got, and I didn't know that when I first started inquiring. But I've had a little bit of back and forth over the last couple of days with Wayne at the Reset Room in Bristol, and today I am going to a consultation at the studio, which is in Bristol city centre. So I'm gonna go for the first consultation and see what he says, get a little bit of more an idea of like a time frame and a price quote. I know it's going to be expensive, and I also know that this isn't like an overnight thing. I'm going to have to commit to it, and it's probably going to take over a year to have my legs looking how I want them to. I've looked at places with payment plans. There are different places that offer different payment plans, and I'm not 100% sure what the Reset Room's payment plan situation is, but I just think it's got to a point where it means so much to me, and it is bothering me, and it's impacting what I can and can't wear and it's impacting like how confident I feel about myself. It just doesn't align with like the types of things I want to wear. I'm like a beige neutral queen these days, and that doesn't align with having like a fat crossbow with what looks like a wheel of cheese attached to it on my calf. So that's just a bit of an introduction to what this series is going to be. I hope I didn't waffle on too much, and I also don't have any idea how the consultation's going to go this afternoon. We're going for brunch first because priorities, but I just wanted to vlog it so I could document the process, so I can look back on it in a few years time and remember what it was like. And also I've done a little bit of research online, and there are people making videos about it, but nobody I know, like none of my friends that I know have had a tattoo removed, none of my like parents' friends, because I think it would possibly be more common in like the older generation. It looks like from a lot of the before and after photos, it's like people are getting tattoos removed that they got done in the 90s from like a really dodgy flash sheet that kind of aren't the best quality, whereas the tattoos that I'm getting removed are relatively fresh. They're only about 5 or 6 years old, and they're done really well. Like, I made the effort and I did my research when I was getting them done originally, and I made sure I went to really amazing tattoo artists, and they are amazing quality, and it is a shame that I don't want them anymore. But I just thought if I could contribute to the knowledge base on tattoo removal, because I think it is still like a relatively new thing. So I'm gonna vlog the process. This is gonna be like a series that takes place over many months, but I will document it, and I'm just excited to start the journey. And we've just got back from brunch, but I thought, and my train's in about half an hour, just thought I would quickly show the tattoos that are in question. You may have already seen them. So the ones I would like lasering off are all of these, excuse the socks. So this one on the front of my leg, which is the newest one I've had actually. I got that done about 3 years ago. And it's a tarot card with 2 skeletons and some roses, and I do love the design. And then this is the other leg. So this one's got the colour in it, and it's a teapot, and if you look, the lid doesn't actually really fit. This is honestly my least favourite. So this one is a crossbow because I really like The Walking Dead, when that was really big on TV. And then this one at the front, this is a handshake inside a heart, which has a couple of roses on either side. And then also my unicorn I would like to get rid of. It's had its head chopped off, which is a little bit like morbid, and it's just like a big black just sticker on the side of my leg. So anytime I want to wear a short skirt, it completely comes out at the bottom, which I just don't like anymore. Oh, and there is another one that I always forget I have. And then this is the last one, which is on the back of my leg, so it's really hard to capture. So I hope you can see it, but it's the gun from Pulp Fiction, and it's got a quote on there as well, which again, I think it's really well done and a really nice design, but it's just not my style anymore. So I'm wearing this dress, which is nice and loose, and I'll be able to get my legs out nice and easy, so I can show the tattoo removal guy Wayne which ones I'd like to get rid of. And basically what I'm gonna do is, when I speak to him, I'm gonna try and work out what is the best way and like the most cost-effective way, because maybe they can do a few in one go, or maybe it's better to do it like one tattoo at a time, choose the one I like the least to get rid of first. So I've just come out of Bristol Temple Meads train station, and I've put it into maps on my phone, and it's only about a 15-minute walk, so I'm walking there now. I'll be a little bit early. I did send Wayne an email this morning asking if it was okay if I brought my camera and like took a couple of clips during the consultation, which I might do if it feels like appropriate to, but if not then I won't bother, and I'll just try and remember as much as I can of what was said and recap when I come out. Okay, I've just met Wayne and I feel so much better about the whole situation now. There's a fire alarm going off. I'm gonna I'm gonna get away from it and then I'm gonna tell you what he said. Wayne knows his shit. Honestly, he honestly just rattled off like 20 minutes of facts, like aftercare. He was really realistic, he was really transparent about the price. There was almost just like information overload, and there wasn't really an opportunity to get my camera out, and also like it was just a consultation, so you know, it's probably not appropriate to film in case I didn't go ahead with him. But after that, I really feel like I am going to go ahead with this guy, even though it's the only consultation that I've had. It was really interesting because he works out of a tattoo shop, and the pricing is much more affordable with him. Sorry, I just saw the time on the station clock and I was like, oh my god, my train's in like 5 minutes. So I've just literally got off that train and I'm just heading home now. I'm just gonna wrap up what I heard and like how the consultation went when I get home. I'm gonna make a cup of tea, and he also gave me like an information sheet on like aftercare, so I'm gonna have a read through that and just wrap up. Okay, so I've just got home, I've got my cozies on, I've made a cup of green tea, and I thought I would just go over the information sheet that Wayne gave me. What I was going to say just before I realised that my train was like 5 minutes away was, I think the difference between Wayne and some of the other, like the skin clinics that I was inquiring with, they were really professional and like they sounded like they knew what they were talking about. But meeting Wayne, he's actually like, he's got his own tattoo removal situation that he's got going on himself. He's got loads of tattoos himself, but he's experienced like the tattoo removal himself, which I think gives him a bit more of like an empathy towards the people that he's treating. I made the inquiries with the skin clinics only over email, but it was quite sterile and it was quite formal, and I don't know, I did read the reviews of all of these places, and I read the review about the reset room and Wayne at the reset room, and all the reviews were just like, he puts you at ease, like he really understands where you're coming from. And I think I picked up on that definitely. He was saying, I can see your tattoos are really good, like they're really well done. Obviously, if you didn't really want to get rid of them, you wouldn't be. And that was quite nice to hear. He can see the reasons why I'm doing it. And he really seems to appreciate it's a really big commitment to decide to go through with this. He was really realistic about the time frame. He was like, look, you're looking at a couple of grand cost wise, and you are looking at like maybe 2-3 years of getting this done. And I think I just really appreciated the realisticness of what he was saying. And he also didn't seem to me like he was really just trying to get a customer and trying to get my money. I mentioned to him that I'm going to Australia next month for my sister's wedding, and he was like, well look, we can't treat tanned skin, so there's no rush. You go, you enjoy your holiday, don't even think about it, and we'll get you in for a patch test, and we'll start like after you're back and after you've got no tan on your skin. And to me that's just like, that's so nice. He didn't ask for any money up front, he didn't ask for any money for the consultation, and I was in there for a full half an hour and he went through everything with me. So I just found that really personable, because the other clinics that I was speaking to, they wanted a £50 deposit even just to go in for a consultation. And I do get that people are trying to protect their income, whatever, but I don't know, this just felt very personal, and I really felt like he understood where I was coming from, and that was just a really positive experience. So when we were in the consultation, he spent quite a long time talking about the aftercare process. I think what's really nice is that he wanted to really prepare me, so there was not going to be any surprises if I do decide to go ahead, which I am going to go ahead with. He just didn't want me to be, you know, sold a dream. It's different aftercare to when you get a tattoo, which I thought it might be similar, but obviously it will be quite different. You have to like ice it because it is essentially burning with like a laser into your skin to attack the pigment, but then your body metabolizes the pigment. I am absolutely butchering that explanation. He was really good at explaining it to me. You have to like ice it, you can't go in the sun. He was like, if you want to take a break over summer, that is advisable, because you shouldn't expose it to UV, you shouldn't go on sunbeds, you shouldn't get it out in the sun. And I was explaining to him that it's actually such a shame. As I said earlier, I realised that over summer there were certain shorts or like skirts that I wanted to buy, but I thought, oh, no, I've got my leg tattoos and they don't look quite right anymore. Like, I don't like how they look anymore, so I don't want to buy and wear those certain clothes. So I was saying that even over the summer, if I'm going through this process, I mean, the way I feel at the moment, I wouldn't want to have my legs out anyway, and I wouldn't want to be out tanning anyway. But he was just running through Aftercare. He was running through the fact that when he does book me in for the sessions, so I'll have to come in for a patch test, and then no sooner than 48 hours after the patch test, if it all looks okay, then I can book in for my first session. He said the session will be booked for about an hour, but I'll actually only be under the laser for about 15-20 minutes. And what we're going to do is tackle all the tattoos, but we're going to separate them into sections. So we're going to do one leg, the one with the 3 coloured tattoos, as one session, and then we're going to do a second session on the other areas, so my arm and then my 2 other leg tattoos that I'd like to get rid of. We're going to do all of them almost at the same time, but we'll do 3 as one session. Then I'll go back like a week or 2 later to do the other areas, and then you have to wait, he said 8 to 10 weeks between sessions, but the longer you leave it and the better your immune system and the better you look after yourself during that time, the better my body will break down the ink and expel it. I really want to get started, but I also completely appreciate that I've got my sister's wedding next month. I have to wear a dress with a slit in it, and I don't want to turn up to a wedding, and especially I can't go in the sun, and it's going to be Melbourne, it's going to be like summer there. So I can't turn up with my legs in the sun when I'm trying to get this treatment. So the best thing is to wait until I'm back. And then I said, that's good, it gives me a chance to save up some money for the first session. What I really like that he touched on, and I was thinking about it as well, he was saying it's crazy that, you know, you want a tattoo at the time, and I did this so many times. I would spontaneously book a tattoo and I could go and get it done like that week without thinking too much into it. And when I look at some of the tattoos I've got now, you know, why am I bopping about with like a gun on my leg? Why am I bopping about with a crossbow on my leg? I am lucky though in that I still love some of my tattoos, but my arm and my legs, they are gonna have to go. So this was quite a long-winded like introduction into this series of vlogs that I'm gonna now make. I'm really excited though. It's gonna be like a series that comes out over quite an extensive period of time, but I definitely want to document it, and I'm really interested to see how it goes. And we also agreed that, you know, he's perfectly happy for me to take my camera in and vlog when we're doing the actual sessions, because he doesn't have to get through loads of information, and that works for me. So I'll be able to take the camera in and like we can actually take a little bit of footage of the actual lasering, which I'm not looking forward to. But thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you are excited, and I hope this was at least a little bit informative. I just think that if you're watching this, maybe you're in a similar situation to me and you're doing your bit of research, so any information that I can like help pass along makes me feel good. So if you're going through what I'm going through, do a bit of research, make these inquiries. If you want to get rid of one of your tattoos that you're not happy with, it sounds like it can be done. I don't know if I'm going to regret saying that, but watch this space. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!